And prediction is, now that we're correcting this, what is it that is going to happen next? We have to have a pretty good idea. So knowing these two steps, we can understand now what is it that an athlete do every single day. So we have to let go of some assumptions. First one, the intelligent way. This one is all about beliefs. Let's take a look. They don't see it.
And you can show them, this is the answer, you see? It's B, take a look at B, 1 plus 1 is 2.
I don't see it. How can you know? So there is a different connection. It's a different reality. It's a psychological reality. This is what we're building as teachers. We're building a bunch of beliefs. We have to really look. So, our brain, we only use 10% of it. Somebody heard this one before? Let's take a look.
An enduring myth says we use only 10% of our brain, the other 90% standing idly by for spare capacity. Hucksters promise to unlock that hidden potential with methods based on neuroscience, but all they really unlock is your wallet. 2/3 of the public and nearly half of science teachers mistakenly believe the 10% myth. In the 1890s, William James, the father of American psychology, said, "Most of us do not meet our mental potential." James meant this as a challenge, not an indictment of scant brain usage, but the misunderstanding stuck. Also, scientists couldn't figure out for a long time the purpose of our massive frontal lobes, or broad areas of the parietal lobe. Damage didn't cause motor or sensory deficits, so authorities concluded they didn't do anything. For decades, these parts were called silent areas, their function elusive. We've since learned that they underscore executive and integrative ability, without which we would hardly be human. They're crucial to abstract reasoning, planning, weighing decisions, and flexibly adapting to circumstances. The idea that 9/10 of your brain sits idly by in your skull looks silly when we calculate how the brain uses energy. Rodent and canine brains consume 5% of total body energy. Monkey brains use 10%. An adult human brain, which accounts for only 2% of the body's mass, consumes 20% of daily glucose burned. In children, that figure is 50%, and in infants, 60%. This is far more than expected for their relative brain sizes.
60% of the energy that consumes the body has to be dedicated to the brain. The great thing about that is that only 3 meals we can satisfy that. Yes?
What was the load of the child?
60%, infants, 40. Infants go to 60. Kindergarten kids, roughly 35% of their glucose intake will go to the brain. Now, take a look at this one. We believe that we have 5 senses. We really do. It's been taught to us since 5,000 years ago when Aristotle put them in his science. But the thing is, look, let's do a little experiment. Please take a pen or a pencil and put it, or make a little dot on your paper and put it there. Then all you have to do is raise it up, close your eyes, and put it back where it was. So do a little dot on the paper, raise your pen up, close your eyes, put it down. Is it in the same place? No, cannot be. That is called kinesthetic sense. We have about 20 different senses inside our bodies telling us tons of stuff all the time. We ignore them. We don't need them. So we don't take that information. Can an athlete do that? This woman here can't see where she's going. She just can't. She's laying on her belly, looking like this, going 80 miles per hour on that ice tube, trying to win a medal. She needs to develop that kinesthetic sense to the limit. Our bronze medal team, the driver, was blind about 6 years ago. He can see, but not really easy lures. He is legally blind. He got an operation. And he was one of the best drivers on this kind of sport because he can feel everything around him. So all those senses that are forgotten have to be developed. Now, this is the big trick. Problem with motivation. How can a child that is so happy, so aware, wanting to touch, eat, try everything, become this? We teach them to become that. We are searching for a very specific kind of value in our educational system that is called academic knowledge, and that can create a problem with motivation. What is the difference? Joy. Joy is the ability to recognize the achievement of a goal. That's why all those arrows mean nothing to the athlete. That one in the middle is everything. And with that one in the middle, all the other ones disappear. That's why Michael Jordan says, hey, I failed over and over again, but now I'm happy about it. Because those arrows around are the ones who get the one he wants. That sense of joy has to be teach. Kids have to remember, they don't know it. Some of them don't understand what it means to be a winner, even with the simple stuff. This is the other part we forget. A child is not a small adult. Take a look at the proportions. And this is a big problem because when you do a sport that is highly complicated, we're working with these two types of body for the development, but we're competing with this one. So the head, that is huge on a teenager, in relationship to the rest of the body, creates a lot of cancer. Plus, the brain changes all the time. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to go back to that one. That's important. The brain changes. It begins to do something that is called pruning. It begins to cut connections that don't need. That means it begins to be him. That is why I cannot say to a 4-year-old, you are not going to be able to do anything in your life. Can't happen. We have no clue because his brain is not developed yet. Once he gets here, that's when he already is a personality is developed. Before that, he's tried everything and pruning. But he prunes with what he knows is good for him. So we have to be very careful. Then, why do we do all this? 2,800 athletes went to Sochi to look for one gold medal, but the relationship is only 98 that will be provided. And all of them went looking for that. Some of them came out really happy, and they got 11. There's a kid from Philippines who got 27 figure skating. He was as happy as he can be. And there's another one who got silver and he's crying. He said, oh my God, that's what's wrong. The reason is joy. What is it that they were looking for? And that joy is so important that we create monuments to it. The most important buildings of our time are sports scenarios, coliseums. They're beautiful. They are built all over the place because we can connect to that moment of joy. Take a look at this one. This is a racehorse in England. Everybody has to go a certain way. What do you see now? There's a big change happening in the past 20 years. That's 200 people. 50 have cameras. They're right there. And they're taking a picture of it. You want to record it because you want it to last. You want it to share it. Joy has become important. Because I was amazed looking at this one. This woman will have a camera, this woman will have a camera, this woman has a camera, this woman has a camera, everybody has a camera. They're right there, but they want to share it. So that is the importance of enjoyment, winning. Now, let's take a look at these three words. They are so powerful and so dangerous. This is talent. Let's take a look at talent. I was stunned. I looked at this little girl, she's 6 years old, and I'm absolutely certain that unless she has a very, very good parents and coaches, she will fail. Because she's already done. There's only one thing she doesn't know how to do. She doesn't know how to skate forward and backwards. When she does skating backwards, she's clumsy. The coaches are so focused in developing high technical level that they forget the basics. So what happens when you tell somebody, you're talented, you're great, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. This. We create a whole structure to manage a concept that is really unknown, the concept of talent. And when that happens, we create stars. We tell this kid, my God, you're going to be the greatest ever, and so and so and so. But when they get to the point where they have to deliver, they burn. This guy, it's the inspiration for the story Moneyball. He was a great athlete, and when we believe that, this is what we do. Talent is not certain. It's an ability that we have to understand and to manage. So let's take a look at it. Some people say, but sports is just a game. It's not that important. Well, let's see. Miles per hour is not fun. But time, 5 seconds, people were there ready. He came out of the car, run to the pits, got a second car, and keep running. Not a crash at the end. 15 years ago, he will be dead. Right now, because of all we know about this sport, somebody can crash at 300 kilometers per hour and all that. We haven't had a single death in Formula One in the past 16 years. The last one was the Brazilian. We're learning. So it's not just a game. We're applying that knowledge everywhere. So please review part 3. Let me read it for you. It says, how important is intelligence, talent, creativity? All that stuff. That is for you. This is for you. You have. There is no every single one of those answers is you. That's what you believe. The answers are yours. This is what you believe. So I'm giving you a perspective inside your own psychological reality. Now, the second thing is, what is high performance? Everything counts. Oh, my God, this is going wild. See, technical difficulties. Here we go. Everything counts. Basically, you control what you can, and you prepare for what you cannot. I was telling some friends that I see these two teachers from American, they go to the same Starbucks I go, and they plan those classes to the minimum. Really? All of a sudden you get to the classroom and there's no light bulbs, there's no electricity. What do you do then? All these lessons. So when you control the things that you can, you have to prepare for those who you cannot. So what is it that we do? We understand the bell curve. We know that there are certain aspects of the physiology and psychologically abilities of people to do certain sports. We know that if you're tall, it's good for basketball. If you're fast, it's good for track and field. There are certain things, and we try to get it around it. But there is no actual perfect anything. We just pick the ones that are most probable to succeed. And then we do this. This is the basis of any lesson, any program for a higher class. We do supercompensation. Basically what it is you overload your body with a charge. The body will diminish its ability to perform it after the loads have been applied, and it begins to adapt. That adaptation goes beyond the needed effort and create a supercompensation that after a while will begin to diminish. That is what happened with the lesson. You go, you teach, they learn it, they say, yes, teacher, 1 + 1, 2. 2 months later, same happened. The body, you go to the gym. Then they say, you go to the gym again, no, it's hard. Your body is learning. After a month, oh, yeah. Now I can do 20 instead of 10. Your body is learning. But the problem with that is, it depends on the simulation. So, what is it that we use to control those two? We use volume and intensity. Basically, how much, how hard. How much means how many repetitions, the speed of it. Those games that we play that are fast with the kids. The intensity, the volume is how hard those can be. We can do 5 questions, or we can do 50 questions. In the Olympiads, in math Olympics, they only get 3 questions. It takes them 3 days to answer. Just 3 questions. And they go home. They read, go investigate, but they have to answer those 3 questions on 3 days. They start 4 hours, 50 questions. So it's a whole different approach. Now, once we understand those 2 laws, volume and intensity, we create cycles. The microcycle is the long-term goal. We are going to do the star at the end of the year. Mesocycle is this month, we're going to have this and this test. And the macrocycle is today, we're going to learn this. How do we do it in sports? We create 4 fields. Number 1 is called physical training, technical training, tactical training, and mental training. And we write everything that is a priority for that end. This is a lesson program for an squash athlete that is competing at World Cup. So everything, every single day, all those lines means this is what he has to do. Now, on the sports science, we got several fields. But there's one belief, especially in figure skating, it says that if you want to succeed, you need to rush it. On the 80s and 90s, because of the decade of Russia, the Soviet Union, all of these guys moved here, and they created the athletes that you see competing today. They have no fun. They are all numbers. They tell you everything at all times. When I went to the training center and trained with them, I was expecting to go into the ring and start jumping. They put me a heartbeat monitor here, connected to a computer. Then I went and did my jumps, and then they came back and said, your jump is too high. So what do you mean? You are using too much energy from your body to do so and so. So what can I do? Well, you have to change. A whole different approach. I was expecting the emotional side, let's try this, do that, go for it. No, this guy, I never saw him smile. He doesn't do the funny, thingy, motivated. No,